Hey, it's MK, and wow, last episode had some brilliant shit in it, and that whole RiverRun dynamic is getting so interesting, and it looks like next episode we're gonna have so much more of that, with Brienne coming in the mix, Jaime, Blackfoot, Brienne, and the whole storyline tying off with Jon Snow and Sansa at the end, and it's gonna be really great, so let's get into it.
Order your man to step aside or there will be violence.
I choose violence.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with some of the King's Landing stuff that we know we're going to get next episode, and then I'll move on to RiverRun enough with. So the Sparrows are finally making their move on Cersei. They're going to make her do her trial, they're going to try and brand her and fully get control of King's Landing and push out all of the enemies. And Cersei is going to go her route of violence and trial by content, but I don't know if they're going to fully do it the way that she wants it to be done or not. So last episode we found out that Marjorie is still kind of loyal to her house and everything like that, and she's only pretending to go along, like I assumed, and everyone probably assumed at that point. Now the Queen of Thorns made the decision that she would leave. She would get herself to safety, and she would leave the history and legacy of their house and everything down to Marjorie. And it was all Marjorie that she put her hopes and dreams into, and so now it's just down to her whether they survive or not, whether they thrive, whether they win. Now Cersei, on the other hand, has a completely different tactic. She's just getting more insane and crazy. She's like a tiger put in the corner, willing just to lash out as soon as anyone comes close. So at first the Sparrows come to collect Cersei to take her to her cell before the trial, but she's like, nah, and Robert Song just goes out and butchers them to bits, and hopefully he wins. I assume he wins because she's kind of just looking and smiling as this chaos performs before us. He just rips them to shreds, which is just showing her insanity and her craziness just growing every minute. Now after Cersei gets approached by these people and she kind of kills them off or chases them off, probably Lancer won't die, but he'll kind of scamper off afterwards because they can't defeat Robert Strong. She'll kind of come into the throne room on her own terms by herself and demand a trial by combat. Now I still believe that all these other events are going to go downhill for her to the point that she tries to burn down King's Landing. Whether she's successful or not will be a different thing, but I do believe at least partially the Red Keep will be on smithers by the end of the season. Bitches be crazy.
Should I fail to persuade the Blackfish to surrender, and if you attack the castle, honor compels me to fight you.
I love Cersei, and if I have to slaughter every Tully who ever lived to get back to her, that's what I'll do.
Oh, baby Brienne's back! Now, I've actually been sorely disappointed in a lot of the Brienne stuff we've had until very recently this season, so I'm actually incredibly happy that we've got her and Jaime back, because that was the best of both of them. Like, my favourite version of Jaime was when he was with Brienne, and my favourite version of Brienne was when he was with Jaime. Now, saying that, their characters have changed incredibly over the amount of time that they've been apart. Brienne knows her loyalty now. She's with Catelyn, she's with Sansa, she's with Jon, she's on the Stark side, she's rooting for them, and she needs to protect the person she's loyal to. And on the other hand, Jaime has doubled down on his relationship with Cersei and their Lannisters and their solo writing. He's caring a lot less about Brienne, about Sansa, about the weak and innocent. She's more... all this stuff that's happened to him and his family have made him personal. He's made him a lot more self-interest, and this is something that's going to be a lot more difference between them, and I don't think Brienne's going to like that much. Okay, that's a lot of information, but we're going to go through and look at the Riverland stuff from that, and then we'll come back through it again to look at some of the other stuff, because there's a lot of interesting shit in there. Okay, so it looks like Jaime is not going to be waiting 2 years. He is absolutely pissed with everything that's been happening, and he's just going to storm the castle. He's just going to try and storm the castle and get it over and done with, so he can go back to Cersei and fight the rest of his enemies that are mounting up on a giant list. Now with Jaime going to siege RiverRun, Bran is just forced in this position where she has to do something. She's loyal to Sansa. She needs to help the Blackfish. She needs to get the men to help Sansa, but she doesn't know how. And this is the only way she can. She's going to get the Blackfish and all her men to escape in the night, to leave RiverRun, because he doesn't want to leave RiverRun, because as soon as he gives up RiverRun, he loses the only advantage he has to continue this war, to keep fighting, because it's the only thing he lives for. But as soon as he finds out that Sansa and Jon and the people who are still on his side, the war he's still fighting, as he said last season, is carrying on the north and his men are needed there, he'll be willing to leave RiverRun, his home, to help fight them and help take down the Boltons. Or at least I hope that's what he does, because, stubborn old men don't learn well. Oh yeah, don't worry about this. This is just Bronn doing like a prank joke on Podrick. You know, like grabbing his neck and like, I got him. You can clearly see it's Bronn now, especially because we know he's at the RiverRun camp and stuff like that. So don't worry, ladies. He's still alive. He's still alive. Now, if you thought the antics between the Waif and Arya were over, you're wrong. There's going to be some more fighting, some more skirmishes, and probably a chase scene that we can see here between the Waif and Arya in Braavos. Now, we all know that Arya is the almighty, best character, brilliant person, and she has to win. I don't know if she can manage killing the Waif at the end or not, but it would be really interesting to see if she could take the Waif's face. That would be just the best way to end it off. Also, we get the Hound back next episode again. Gravedigger theory confirmed. Awesome, we get some like fighting. Maybe Clegane Bowl will be more of a likely thing in the show. Now, in the books, the Gravedigger thing, we kind of see him. It's not really confirmed, and then like Brienne moves on, and there's no really addressing back to him. So I don't think he will be doing much in the books, but definitely this season and this show, he's going to be coming back as a major character that's going to be violent. He's going to be part of the affairs. So Clegane Bowl, get hyped, it may actually happen. And that could be one of two things. A dragon landing on the roof, which I really fucking hope it is, or there's some kind of explosive, there's some harpies that someone set off, and that's where we got this from the trailer, but I'm still hoping it's a dragon on the roof. Dragon on the roof would be so much better than just explosion. Hashtag dragon on the roof. So pretty much, we're going to have some early organization and affairs for Cersei's trial. We're going to have this awesome dynamic between Blackfish, Brienne, and Jaime. We're going to have the Arya and the Waif fighting, Tyrion and some kind of weird landing on the roof dragon thing. We're going to have Brienne trying to organize some kind of treaty and surrender between the Blackfish and Jaime and stuff. We're going to have this really interesting dynamic at King's Landing where there's a rebellion, and all together the episode will be hopefully just as good as some of the brilliant episodes we've got this season. I do hope that we get to see some other characters that we didn't just see in this, because their storyline's getting pretty interesting as well, but hopefully we can accelerate this along and get an epic episode, because we've had so much set up for some awesome shit, and I want things to go down. It may be sitting up for episode 9, but episode 8 can at least have some badass shit in it. Okay, for today's video sponsor, we're going to do it in business buzzwords. Audiobook, free, Audible, king, subscribe, Audible, 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 free, audiobook, /king, Audible. Did I say Audible? You think if I say Audible a few more times, they'll get my free shit? Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you do subscribe to the channel, because we put out these kind of videos every single week. We're going to have some Viking videos after this as well. We have some awesome Game of Thrones stuff, theories and everything, and we'll be always doing brilliant shit every week. So make sure you're here for that, because I will be, because what else do I do? I live on the internet. Come on. So subscribe. audibletrial.com/king. Free audiobooks like the Game of Thrones audiobooks and a whole bunch of other shit if you don't like Game of Thrones audiobooks. I don't know why you wouldn't like Game of Thrones audiobooks though, because you know, you're watching Game of Thrones videos, so I don't know why you're watching this if you don't. Okay, just fucking get the free audiobook.